I wasn't ready. I have no arms and no legs, but I'm very thankful that I have my little chicken drumstick here. People freak out when they see me for the first time. It's so cool. I was at a water slide all by myself. Everyone obviously at the bottom of the slide is looking up and waiting for other people to come down. And here I come, and they're freaking out. They're like, you know, like this. And I'm so tempted to look at myself and go, what happened? You know? It was like so hard in my life and thinking, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. And you keep on concentrating on the things that you wish you had or the things that you wish you didn't have. And you sort of forget what you do have. And there's no point, I believe, in my life where I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, I wish I had arms, legs, because wish I could help. And what I've seen in life are just a couple of key principles. And the first thing that I've seen is to be thankful. It's hard to be thankful, man. I tell you, when I was 8 years old, I sort of summed up my life and thought, I'm never going to get married. I'm not going to have a job. I'm not going to have a life of purpose. What kind of a husband am I going to be if I can't even hold my wife's hand? It's a lie to think that you're not good enough. It's a lie to think that you're not worth anything. So many people come and say, how come you smile so much? And I'm like, well, it's a long story. But it's very simple at the same time. You see, it's very hard to smile sometimes in life. There are things that happen that you don't know and you don't understand, and you don't know if you're going to get through it. You know, you go through your storms in life and you don't know how long the storm's going to be. And today I want to share with you some principles that I've learned in my life that you can use in yours. Being patient is beautiful. I tell you, it's the hardest thing. But I realize I may not have hands to hold my wife's hand. But when the time comes, I'll be able to hold her heart. I don't need hands to hold her heart. You know, it is scary to know how many girls have eating disorders. It is scary to know how many people are just angry at life because of their situation at home and angry at others. It's scary to know how many people actually feel like they're worth nothing. Every single girl right here, right now, I want you to know that you are gorgeous just the way you are. And you boys, you're the man.
On this DVD, I share my experiences in life of how I've overcome challenges and seen a new, fresh perspective in life. To be thankful, to dream big, and to never give up. I speak to children, youth, and adults about key issues and principles that I've applied in my life that has given me the strength to conquer all that comes before me.
Typical Aussie,
Hey Doug, can I make a quick comment?
Yes.
He was just in Colombia, South America, and my brother just translated for Nick. 15,000 people, 13,000 gave their hearts to God, to the Lord. I mean, he had them stand up, and then he said, no, sit down again. I want you to know what you're doing. And again, 90% of them stood up, and it was so powerful. This man is winning thousands to God.
Yeah, he didn't do it in this little clip, but he has a whole bit where he shares his testimony about coming to the Lord and how it changed his life. But You think you've got troubles or challenges, let's put it that way. Look what Nick has done. He's overcome them. And that is what life is about. I don't know how to emphasize it. Life is tough. Life sucks. It's unjust. It's unfair. You're going to suffer. Okay? Let's get it straight. That's what's going to happen. But through God's grace and through making the best choices possible, you can limit that to not suffer unnecessarily. Okay? So life sucks. Just don't make it worse. That's good. Okay, we're done. That's all. Now, tonight I've got an assignment for you. This is not something that is that you can choose to do or not to do. I'm asking you. This is your class assignment. Is to go to this website, big5-test-com. And take this personality test. Now, how many have already done personality tests? I'm sure you all have at some level. Okay, good. You'll know what's, now, the thing about this is it's in like 50 different languages. So you'll be able to take it in your mother tongue. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's like, you'll be able to take it in whatever. But, the reason this helps you is it gives you some categories and some guidelines to know what are your strengths, what are you good at, what are you high in. And the reason I chose this is there's probably 50 different temperament tests, but as far as I know, this one is the most accepted at the high levels of clinical psychology. It's the most scientific in terms of going through numerous iterations, changes and testing and changes. This is what Dr. Peterson uses as his clinical practice, and a lot of the research psychologists use this. I'm not saying it's the only one, but it's a very, very good one. Let's put it that way. Nothing new, by the way. Seneca, or Galen, back in 200 BC, he came up with the 4 basic personality types. And by the way, we haven't gotten very far, but he was pretty accurate. He was pretty doggone good. So he had the sanguine, the choleric, the melancholic, the phlegmatic, and these roughly associate with these 5. This is called the Big 5 personality test, the Big 5 personality types. And so once you take it tonight, if you'll do it, then tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to talk about this a little bit more, because it'll help you understand what and why you like to do what you like to do, what and why you don't like to do what you don't like to do, where you need to work on things, what you're good at, what you're not good at, and also it helps you understand, even in terms of like jobs and occupations. It's not hardcore, it's not hardwired, because there's always exceptions and it's always on a continuum, right? So you're not going to be off the charts on all these, but you're going to have a center point where you'll come down in, and that helps. For example, if you're really, really high in openness, so you're creative, insightful, think outside the box, curious, original, and venturous, probably accounting is not going to be something that you might do well at it, but you're probably in terms of your occupation and what you enjoy doing and what you're good at will fall into the category of something along these lines. And then it'll also help you understand when you're making decisions, what are influencing your decision. And then it's a very helpful tool, okay? So we'll come back to that, but has everybody got down the blood address there? Okay. So please take it. It takes about 10 minutes to do. It's only, I think, 30 questions or so, maybe more, but it doesn't take long. And it's, like I say, look down below, you can scroll through, and it has, I think, like 35 different languages, so hopefully one of your languages. It doesn't have Australian, sorry. But all the other major languages of the world.
Amen.
This is actually real.
It's pretty accurate.
Actually, I made this up. I've often thought. So, for example, the difference between men and women. So, this is a representation, right? However, this in general, this is a man's brain. Okay? It has an on-off switch, and that's pretty much it.
Most of the time it's off.
And because now, girls, make a note of this. This is worth the price of the DTS right here. What I'm going to tell you now, girls, heads up, listen, because this will change your life forever. All men are brain damaged. Got it? So that'll help you understand this a little bit better. All men are brain damaged. Now here's why. I'll write that down. In the 16th week of gestation, baby in the tummy, the male and female brain are exactly the same. No difference at all. However, at the 16th week, the woman's body has a hormonal flush, as it were, that goes over the fetus. And in that flushing, the male brain, which at that point is connected, what's called the corpus callosum, is the membrane that connects the two hemispheres. In the male brain, that is largely eaten away. That's destroyed. In the female brain, it's not affected at all. So, what happens is that men's two hemispheres aren't, now obviously there's a continuum. Sometimes more guys are more not destroyed, and so they might have a little bit more feminine characteristics about their personalities. But normally it's pretty well separated, and the guys have two different hemispheres that don't talk to each other directly. So girls, the worst thing you can ever ask your boyfriend, husband is, how are you feeling?
No, that's nonsense.
Because then the guy, the most honest answer is, okay, give me a couple of days to think about it. Now for women, boop, they know exactly. So this is a women's brain. This is a more complicated, shall we say. And with the two hemispheres fully connected, they are, how can I say, multitasking, you know. Women can be cooking. They can be cooking dinner, they can be taking care of the kids, they can be talking on the phone, they can on and on and on. And just, that's just who they are. Their brain is just going, and they know exactly what they feel like. Any instant. How do you feel? I don't feel like that. Guys, huh? We don't get it. Now we have our strengths. We do. I don't know what they are exactly. We got them. We're there. I keep telling my wife is still not convinced. But there are some positive parts about guys. But in the life, so. And this is a lot of fun when you get married, because a lot of times, if you don't understand that the man's brain damaged, then you're going to think that he thinks like you do, and we don't. There's the reptile, that has the eyes that can go different ways. I'm not saying that women look like reptiles. But that's because they can be thinking about this, talking about this, and all the time they're looking over here going, oh, that lady's got a beautiful dress on. I wonder how much it costs. And guys, we don't get it. We have no idea what goes on over there. Yes, Daniel.
I don't agree for myself because I feel like I'm really attached to my emotions and I know what's going on. Normally. I not totally know what's going on, but I could explain what I feel. I like how there's then man ever can express what's going on, how should the marriage or
learning
work,
process.
relationship
Yeah.
work.
It's a learning process.
Well, as I mentioned, there are some guys where, and you know, biology isn't exact. You know, biology is a hit and miss sort of thing. It's not very exact at all. And so a lot of times, some guys, the corpus callosum doesn't get completely destroyed, and you end up going, yeah, we have that. But, for example, speaking. On average, women use about 20,000 words a day. On average, 20,000. Guys use 5.
5,000 or 5 words?
No, not 5,000, but 5 words. No, they typically use 5,000 words a day. But that includes grunts, nodding, and other guttural utterances that don't really mean anything. And expressions like, that's a word for guys, to mean something. So, consequently, communication is often a challenge in marriage because the guy thinks he's communicating when he grunts. And are you guys married? No. Okay. Yep.
They're married.
Julie. Okay. And you're finally sitting together. Oh. So, yep, you have to learn, buddy, that grunting is not a word. So you gotta pick up the vocabulary. So,